Welcome back, everyone. I am buzzing today, not only because I'm at one of my favorite local trails, Lake Singletrack, but because since my little tumble at Redhead 3 weeks ago, I haven't actually been back on my mountain bike. And yes, I said mountain bike. I have ridden my road bike a few times since, just to not only keep my cardio up, but because I realized shortly after my injury that putting force into the pedals isn't actually what exacerbated my symptoms, but rather taking big hits, going over roots, that sort of thing that sent those shocks up the legs. So today is kind of a shakedown ride. I'm going to be a little bit timid, I'm sure, at first, but as we go, I'm sure I'll gain my confidence back. Pretty aggressive climb to start things out, but just like with most trails, you will be incentivized. Somewhat blind corners, pretty overgrown. Here we go. Oh, feeling good, feeling good. Heck yeah, so much fun. Such a unique and fun trail with lots of flow and a lot of cool terrain. Oh, turkeys! Oh, hello! And lots of wildlife, evidently. Having lived in the area for like 3 years now, I'm bummed that I just recently discovered this place, but I can confidently say that this is one of my favorite trails, not only because of its proximity to my house, but because Lake Park also has tennis courts, basketball courts, pickleball courts, and pickleball, interestingly enough, my wife, friends, and I just recently took up not that long ago. So very cool, very fun destination for kind of everything we'd like to do in a day. Now, for the first time since owning the bike, a few weeks ago for that trip to Piedmont and Redhead, I moved the flip chip on my bike to the low position to slacken the head tube angle so that I could approach more features and more drops with more confidence and more forgiveness ultimately. I was kind of just too lazy to flip it back for this ride, so I'm still riding in the low position. Definitely not necessary for this, well, and most of what the metro trails have to offer. But so I'm definitely feeling that on the uphills. I feel that I'm definitely not quite as efficient and as optimal of a body angle as I otherwise would be, but that's okay, we prevail. Ooh. Oh, there we go. So much fun. We got some much needed rain a few days ago, but it's since completely dried out. If you can't see, we're back to our bone dry, sandy dirt. And that's what inspired me to drop my tire pressure from my usual by probably 2 or 3 psi front and rear. And that's allowing me to grip a little bit better, have a little bit more confidence in my turning, just allow some of those tire knobs to dig in a little bit more without having to worry about sliding out every time. So far it's working for me, but I'll try not to jinx it. going, that's for sure. Oh, heck yeah. So much fun. You really get going there for a sec. And here we are, as is the case for most trails around here. If you want some downhill, you've got to earn it. So pretty too. It's awesome to see everything in full bloom. Another really cool thing I think that Lone Lake has is the option to kind of bail out, I guess for lack of a better term, when you get to around the halfway mark, to either take the access road back to the trailhead versus having to do the full in and out loop. And then additionally, for the riders who haven't quite had enough at the halfway mark, you can go right across the access road and do a little, there, another little loop to supplement what you've already ridden. So very cool. Whew. Really got to keep the eyes up because a lot of these corners kind of come out of nowhere and you don't want to brake too late, otherwise you're off the path. So anticipatory braking and anticipatory shifting with those sudden uphills. All right, going left, continuing on. Here we go. All right. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Okay. This way, another little climb. In the past, I've always thought that my road biking, even though I've been doing that for a fairly short amount of time, I never felt like it translated to mountain biking fairly well. But that said, given my recent hiatus from mountain biking, I feel like my endurance is actually considerably good, where I've, salvaged quite a bit of it. And I think a lot of that has to do with avoiding the same mistakes I've made in previous rides here, which is just gunning it right out of the gates. Instead, I'm trying to establish a smooth, consistent cadence on the way up. And I think that's really made all the difference. There we go. Nice. There, off the brakes. Good. And we're done. Very nice. Nice little addition there, and I always feel like when I come this far, I might as well hit that last little bit. And I'm always happy I do, because there is some good flow, some good little jumps there. It's a good time. All right, back into it. Let's get it. Thank you. Just me. tree in the face. Right? The visor and glasses are for. There. Oh, it's always a fun one. It's looking pretty good. Everyone's favorite part. Just kidding. Not mine anyway. There's the courts anyway. I feel like, at least when I attempt this part of the trail, given that it's pretty deep in the trail system, it just feels so slow. And even though it's just a little bit of an incline, I can't help but feeling like I'm going up the face of a cliff. Speaking of the face of a cliff, these guys always get me. Good, there we go. There's the tennis courts. That only means one thing. We're almost there. All right. What better way to ease back into things? The leg held up great, everything went swimmingly. I knew this would be the perfect location because there's not many jumps, not many technical features, pretty low stakes overall, and just over 4 miles round trip. So stoked to be back out here. Until next time, get outside and ride your bike.